Episode of the Hayes Hustle Podcast. It is me, your host, the trap trainer, Coach Hayes himself. Thank you for joining us. I would love if you would take the time to like, to share, to comment, and please subscribe. Enjoy this next episode. Thank you. 21212, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Hayes Hustle Podcast. It's me, your host, the trap trainer, Coach Hayes himself, back for another episode, another interlude, ready to get down. The rude boy is here. What's up? What's going on, man? Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody out there. I hope you're up and you're grinding, getting your stuff popping, making sure you're rolling, making sure your week is ready to roll. If it ain't, then we need to get it ready to roll. Take the steps that it's going to take to make sure you get your stuff popping this week. You get things rolling, get things on track. Very, very important. Every Monday is an opportunity to start the hustle over. To continue from last week, what you started putting down, time to pick it up. It's all connected. Let's go. Monday. Self-motivated. That's what this world is. This success is for the self-motivated. For the self-motivated. You got to be self-motivated. Internal. Make a move Monday. Coach Hayes. This is to motivate you to move. Motivate you to move. Motivate you to change your mindset. That's what Monday is all about. Monday is all about the chase. Let's get ready to go chase. Monday is all about the chase. Renew the vigor it takes to chase every Monday. By Friday, you might get weary and tired because the chase has been long, maybe not very fruitful. But by Monday, you need to have that fire rekindled and be able to go hunt because it's time to eat. Right? It's time to eat. You need to make sure we can eat for the week. That's what hunting's all about. Go catch enough for the week. Grocery shopping, you can go every day. Hunting, you need to be able to catch it for the week. So let's get popping this Monday. Let's get going. Want to make sure we're on today. We've been on and off here trying to get all our stuff situated with our podcast situation. Just so many moving pieces. We're finally back on track. Finally, I feel like we're back on track with Levi having the COVID, and he was out for a minute. Then we had some technical difficulties with the camera, and we had to get that situated. Then the software was messed up, so we had to go in and get the software all cleaned up. But you learn a lot when you're dealing with all those problems, and so we learned a whole lot. We really learned a whole lot. I learned a lot about Levi. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about the actual process of the camera and the systems and all that kind of stuff. And, that's another lesson. And sometimes you got to spend time doing things you don't like to do, but it's necessary. Right? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So someday you can do what you want to do. So sometimes that means studying and doing things that you don't enjoy very much, but it's necessary to get to the next step. It's necessary to get to the next level. Maybe that's conditioning, right? I mean, that's all this stuff is. Mental conditioning, social conditioning, spiritual conditioning. You're going through it to get you ready for the next step, to get you ready for the next level. If you wonder why I'm in the caps these days, remember, anytime I'm in the caps, I need a haircut. And I need a haircut right now. So you'll start seeing all my different skull caps, all my different other caps. I think I'm going to try to get my haircut by the end of this week. That's the plan. My son just requested a haircut. So maybe we'll get some haircuts this week. He leaving town this weekend, so I'm trying to get his hair popped, chopped and popped. So maybe we'll get him out of here, get his haircut while he's at it. I'll get my haircut too, so I can reveal the dude back on the cast. I missed the old hair again. So I'm gonna have to whip that out. But hey, thank you for joining me again today. And if you never joined our podcast today, remember our podcast is situated where we try to cover a broad array of topics in 5 days. The 5 topics are really closely knit to who I am and the mission that I have. One of my missions about this whole podcast is to continue a conversation with my late father, who passed away suddenly. Like suddenly. Wasn't supposed to happen. Just suddenly he passed away one day. Just out of the blue. And so me and my dad used to have conversations every day, just lively conversations for an hour or two every day. Every day I would take my kids to school, and right after I get done taking the kids to school, get home and get my breakfast, my phone would ring and it would be my father, and we would start talking. And so one of my things about this podcast is to be able to continue that conversation, is to have that hour conversation and talk about things we would have talked about. We talked about the news, we talked about politics, we talked about marriage, we talked about growing up, the old days, the good days, the future. So I discuss a little bit of all that on here. So Mondays is about mindset, getting up, making a move, changing your current state. That's what Monday is all about, changing your current state of mind, which will lead to, to action and changing your life, Tuesday, because I own a training business, because I've sent over 500 kids to college, we talk a lot about training on Tuesdays. Real talk about training with Coach Hayes. On top of that, we give a little testimony service where I get to recap some serious stuff that God has put me through or brought me through, pulled me through in the last week. I like to testify because I let people know it ain't me, and I love to give God the glory so he don't get mad at me. So he don't think I'm around claiming all the glory like it's all me. Like, look at me, look at God, don't look at me. You know what I'm saying? Look at God, don't look at me. Wednesday is all about wellness. Wellness, getting your head right, spiritually, mentally, physically. So we talk a lot about that, about spiritually, about that third dimension that nobody really visits because everybody's so busy in the 2-dimensional with the mental and the physical. But nobody adds that third ingredient, that third portal, which is the spiritual, which really is the thing that brings everything together. It's with your mind, it's your spirit. It's that's everything. We can put up a good front, but your spirit knows what you really think, how you really feel. Okay, the mental can know what you think. Physical can know how how strong you are and all that, how fast you are and all that kind of stuff, about how you feel, what you love, what you're passionate about, what you would die for, what you would live for, what makes you go, what makes you kick into another gear, what makes you gear down. Spiritual is different. The attitude in each rep, where is that coming from? Spiritual is different. Okay? Connecting your why with what you're doing, very important. So Wednesday is all about wellness, and because I've lost 200 pounds in the past, we hit a lot about weight loss. A lot about weight loss on Wednesday too. Weight loss ain't to all be, ain't everything about wellness, but there's a lot of people that suffer from weight loss, and wellness weight loss is what you see, but it really starts with wellness. So we like to attack the wellness and the weight loss and kind of wrap it up and put it in layman's terms and get some antidotes and some remedies for people to try. And my job is just to do that midweek check-in, keeping you accountable for your actions and non-action. So that's Wednesday. Thursday, Throwback Thursday. I'm all about throwback. I've had it. I pull no punches. I've had a crazy life, crazy life. Grew up in, East St. Louis. And that in itself would have been good enough. You know what I'm saying? That in itself, if you ever seen Good Times, that's where that joint was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm telling you, that would have been enough. But from there, I lived in Arkansas and I lived in Indiana and I lived, I just traveled around. My daddy lived with my dad, and my dad was a hustler and a grinder, and he did everything it took to survive willingly. Womanizer, dude was just a crazy cat, but the life he lived, he drugged me through it. And I was with him step by step. So the stories I have are quite unique, but they're all real, no cap, right? No cap or gown. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. So yeah, that's what Thursday's about. Everything from my youth when I was a kid to being in business, from teenage love to me and my cousins running around, or a lot of stories about me and my father, me and my best friends, high school stories, middle school stories, elementary school stories. I try to cover everything just to give you a wide array of stories, so you can kind of paint a picture of but I don't talk about, you can kind of really see who I am and why I think the way I think, why I talk the way I talk, why I am the way I am. And my experiences really have shaped me. They really have shaped me, and it's why I act the way I act and I am the way I am. So hopefully you get a little more insight on Thursdays. Fridays, the finish line for us. If Monday's the starting line, Friday's the finish line, and it's all about Fatherhood Friday. I like to talk about fatherhood and celebrating fatherhood and celebrating the people out there. There's moms out there playing two roles, mother and father, to the stepdaddies, to the big daddies, to the what do you call those, to the sugar daddies, to the to the father-in-laws, to I don't want to celebrate all fathers, because I believe it's just an important integral part in everybody's lives. In everybody's life, I do believe that. Just like as God is everybody's daddy, I think if we're made in His image, I think our role is very, very important. So I like to shine some light on fatherhood. Shine some light on how important it is for us to be in our kids' lives, how important it is for us to support them, how important it is for us to not only support them but discipline them. To provide structure, to provide support, to provide expectations, right? So get involved, to be more than a sperm donor. You know what I mean? Friday is a big deal. Getting young fathers ready for the challenge of being a father. The father is a thankless job. Father is a thankless job. I'm telling you right now that there's a lot of days I feel like I don't think my family even understands how much work I'm putting in. If they do, they got a funny way of showing it. I mean, I'm sure fathers feel like that all over the place. All over the place. You know what I mean? And you got to do it because you love it, not because you're waiting on a reward, not because you want a trophy. You got to do it because you love them more than you love yourself. You got to do it because you accept the role as a provider. You got to do it because you understand that your kids are God's gift. So what are you going to do with God's gifts? The way you show God you appreciate them is by taking care of them. It's by raising them. Not by just spoiling them, by raising them, by loving them. So, Fatherhood Friday, a special day to me since the whole thing is kind of predicated on me and my pops. Friday's a big day. So we have segments like Father Time, where I talk about special time between me and my father. Trying out some new segments on there. We had a five on it Friday for a second. It was kind of janky. So we back to the Father Time, and I'll keep adding as we go. So just want to give you a breakdown if you ain't never been a part of the Hayes Hustle podcast experience, what we're all about. Today's episode, I'd like to thank the sponsors, pay the bills. Today's episode is brought to you by Hayes Sports Performance, building athletes and turning potential into performance for the last 20 years. Sent over 500 kids to college, trying to help the whole population though, not just about college kids and sports and athletes. We got some haystack athletes that are, 5th grade and under, just getting fundamentals down, coordination, activation. Then we got these Hayes prep programs, middle school athletes, high school athletes, college athletes, anybody trying to get prepared for the next level. That's called Hayes Prep. And then the last but not least, the one I'm really trying to get off the ground right now, everything else has been rolling systematically for years now. The youth has been training. The Hayes Prep kids has been prepping for the next level for a long time. I'm just now giving it these names these last couple of years. But this last one, Hayes Fit. Hayes Fit is not just for athletes. Hayes Fit is for anyone that wants to work out. Anyone that needs, if you're a grown up and you need to, maybe you need to socialize while you work out. Maybe you need to be challenged really. Maybe you need some goal. You got goals, and then we can accomplish goals. I can make it happen. So results ain't nothing. I mean, that's what you really want. Some people ain't looking for results. They get the results and then they looking for something else to kind of worry about. Some people just love the process. So it just depends on who you are. Maybe you're a kid and you don't play sports and you just want to work out and you want to be healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as parents will, invest in it, I'm here for you. So give me a call if you need me, 971-400-8351. I'm a proud sponsor of the Hayes Hustle podcast, of course. Okay. Check me out on Instagram at OTA_Team Hayes. That OTA stands for Off Season Training Academy. That's the parent company. Our parent company. That's my OG company, the first company I ever started for training, Off Season Training Academy. So check us out on Instagram, please. If you need me, DM me, call me, text me, email me at coachwillhayes@gmail.com. And I will respond. I got you. Also, today's episode brought to you by Bridge City Fathers and Mentors Program. Big time nonprofit program, just because it's my big time nonprofit program. But big time nonprofit program dedicated to bridging the gap for at-risk youth and parents and families in need of resources, in need of mentorship for their kids, in need of a person of impact to help them, because it takes a village, baby. It takes a village. That's what we provide. We try to pair a mentor with the student to carry him through high school, carry him through middle school, so that kid can have a steady, consistent person of impact with him that can hopefully get him to from middle school or high school to college. And so we think that provides the structure and stability to really make a kid feel like he belongs to something bigger than himself. And that's what we're trying to provide. Check us out at www.bridgecityfam.com. Last but not least, also you can check us out on Instagram at Bridge City Fam. Fam as in family. Fam, F-A-M. Last but not least, our last sponsor, Temptation Freshies. Temptation Freshies, local small company dedicated to personalizing your ride experience. Air fresheners, personalized air fresheners, whatever picture you want on there, whatever copy you want on there. Also, t-shirt design and print, all in house, all right here on our little campus right here at the Hayes Hustle Factory, at the Hayes Hustle Studios. We're right here. But Justin is the man over there, and he's the man with a plan, always in charge, getting stuff done. So holla at him if you need him, if you need some of those services. Okay, t-shirts, prints on t-shirts, company shirts, whatever you need. Or if you need the air fresheners. For me, I believe the air freshener deal can be huge for multiple applications. I'm thinking team, when you're doing the fundraising, and instead of selling candy bars and shit like that, you can have your team logo on there, and whatever. You can have people can sell their own with their own number on there, so their parents or their relatives can support them, shit like that. That's easy. Not even talking about if you got a small business and you need to expand your merch line. You throw some of this out there with whatever else you got, and you got an easy product. You know what I mean? That you can sell, that's customized for $15-$20. Just really, really easy. So it's for a lot of different things. Some people just want their ultrasound on there. Some people just want their action shot of their kid playing football or scoring a touchdown or shooting a hoop or lacrosse or whatever. So it's really, again, about personalizing your ride experience. So when you get in there, it's your ride. You ain't gotta have a tree. You ain't gotta have the custom tree or whatever. Like, they can put what the hell you want. It's different shapes, different sizes, the whole thing, and then whatever picture you want, whatever photo you want. It could be Nike and Jordan, right? Like, it can be anything you want. Like, just think about that. It could be something color coordinated with your car. If you got one of them car, we want to mess with the car clubs. We're looking to really do a lot of work with car clubs and get they logo and shit out there and make some cool stuff that vibe with their art, their street art. So, hey, check them out. Temptation Freshies on Instagram. DM the man if you need the man. Okay, he'll get back at you. So, all right. All that business out the way. Now it's time to get to business. Okay, Monday. Remember, one of the biggest things is just a little reminder, little to-do list, Monday to-do list. Make sure Sunday night or Monday morning you are writing a list. You are writing a list. What is the goal for the week? That's where we start. What is the goal for the week? It might be a couple of lists. Okay, you might have business goal. You got like a daily goal. You got to-do list, right? So really kind of, especially if you're an entrepreneur, if you don't have as an entrepreneur, you don't have a schedule. So if you don't write yourself out a schedule, if you don't have a system of something to do, you will waste a lot of time doing nothing or doing frivolous bullshit things that have nothing to do with your goal. And then the week will go by and you will get about half of the shit you would have got done if you had a list. Sometime not even half the list. You're lucky if you get half the list done. So instead of driving blind, I'm going to encourage you to start writing down. I'm always talking about this on here, but just in case you've never heard the Hayes Hustle podcast and what is Monday all about, it's about making sure Monday we're setting up something so Tuesday we can follow up. Wednesday I can push into action. Thursday I can have a meeting. Friday I'm getting the email back. You got what I'm saying? And then Monday, the weekend, that shit marinates. And on Monday, I'm at it again. Follow up, blah, 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 meeting again, until that becomes a client. Until that, I've turned a by chance meeting and end up taking that into a handshake and turn that handshake into a meeting, taking that meeting and turn that into an opportunity. That's how this thing is rolling. There ain't nothing just fucking happening, Holmes. Ain't nothing just happening. You are pushing shit to make it happen. Ain't nothing just happening. You have to be deliberate about success. You have to be deliberate. You have to be opportunity, man. Opportunity is all the time. Not when you ready for that shit. Sometimes it come at you and you got to be ready. Opportunity is looking for it. Opportunity is initiating it. Okay? So, that's what it's all about. That's what Monday. Go get it on Monday mentality, changing your mentality from that woe is me or I gotta do. Man, Monday here, I get to get up and chase this shit again. Let's go. The spirit of go getting. The spirit of I want it. What's your why? Staying connected to your why. Before the podcast, Real Talk, I got a picture of my father right here. And so right before the podcast, now I used to have it in my Bible. And every time I would read, I would keep it as a place mark, like a bookmark in my Bible. And then I start putting it on my desk as I do the podcast. And right before, it's like, boom, boom. You see the NBA players, they hit their jersey, do that kind of stuff, right? So I start putting it right here on me, like, you know what? That keeps me connected to my why. That keeps me, I'm having this conversation and he's sitting right here. That keeps me connected to my why. Now, that'll keep you motivated. Okay, there you go. That's cool. Motivated. But that won't keep you on track. The list is to keep you on track. So you're actually getting from A to B to C to D to E. I'm always talking about make a move, get out here, go do this, go do that. But I also want to make sure I'm giving you some practical things to do. So when I'm telling you go make a move, what the fuck do I make a move? What am I doing? I'm telling you what you do. Okay, I'm telling you what to do. First, you got to get that goal. We got to write it down. And we ain't got a goal. And then we got to start making those action steps. The things I'm going, the 20 things that I can do, the 10 to 15 things I can do to make that shit happen. You got to write it all down. Then when you get everything situated, what the goal is. What are the 20 things I can do to make this thing happen? Then it's time to start knocking off those things on that list. That's how we close the gap from being here, our goal being here, and we trying to get to the top. You got to go through it to get to it. You got to go through this shit to get to it. That's the only way you can get to it. That's the only way you can get to it. Let's go. Just remember, that list, sometimes those lists that you make, sometimes I put too much on that list and then I get mad at myself because I didn't get this shit done. So I stay in a constant kind of like, fuck, I never got it done. But in reality, I'm getting a lot done. I might be overloading my plate, but I never put a little on there because I can get that shit done really easy. So I'm always challenging myself. Always challenging myself. Make sure without challenge, there's no change. So challenging yourself, very, very important. Very, very important. It's careful because dudes like doing things that they know they can do. They don't like embracing things that they don't like doing. They don't. That's not a part of a lot of the dudes' DNA. Dudes got to watch that. You got to watch that because that's why sometimes we don't get better. That's why we the same old motherfucker, same old nigga years later because we didn't embrace something that was out of our zone. Soon as you embrace something out of your zone, soon as you start talking to people that ain't got shit to do with the little circle you in, next thing you know, you got some new game. Real talk. Real talk. Monday, make a move. Some of the moves is moving away from some of these partners y'all got. Some of y'all got partners that are keeping y'all like, at the bottom. They at the bottom. We from the bottom. We proud to be from the bottom. We always gonna be from the bottom. I ain't gonna lie. I'm from the bottom. I'm from the bottom, man. I'm from ketchup sandwiches. I'm from syrup sandwiches, man. I'm from all that. I'm from sleeping on pallets and cockroaches and daddy a D-boy, mama a dope fiend. Like, you know what I'm saying? I come from that. Straight up. I ain't never going back. Not to live. To help other motherfuckers get out? Yep, I'll do that. To go chill and visit? Yep, I'll go do that. But I started at the bottom, bro. Ain't nothing cool about staying at the bottom. Except you there to visit to pull other motherfuckers out. That's the only reason I'm there. To either inspire you to get out or to lend you a hand and get you the fuck up out of there. I'm talking about where I'm from. Everybody ain't from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to St. Louis where I'm from, and your ass be running the hell up out there in a second. In a second. And I ain't saying everybody got leave because I hate that a lot of people done left St. Louis, but my understanding, my family, this is what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? This is our family was a little bit different. So, you have an obligation once you make it out from where I'm from. What I was always taught, big OG type shit. Once you make it out, not once you get rich. Okay, once you make it out, your job is to help somebody else get out, help another brother get out. This is why they don't, shit is really changing right now. Shit is really changing, and there's really no excuse. Like, right, it used to be where they didn't give us any information on how to get out of this struggle, how to get financially better, how to break the code. Bro, that information is out there now. If y'all can get y'all's ass off of listening to the silly ass, the music gonna always be there, bro. But listen to Drake a million times. Listen to all these cats instead of, you gotta give your brain some. Y'all, we ain't read enough. If we ain't read enough, you gotta at least listen to it. They made it easy so you ain't even gotta read it. It just reads to you. Take a second from some of that shit that you look at all day. Cats are looking at Twitter, scrolling all day, and you don't got no time for real life. That shit ain't real life. That shit ain't real life. You got to get busy getting busy. You got to get busy getting busy, man. I'm telling you, it's too many people that think that life is about being awake and scrolling instead of being out and rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like actually experiencing life. Experiencing life, like going and, I was talking about this the other day, being, how we've gotten so isolated. We've gotten so isolated with the phones, with the working from home, kids going to school at home, food get delivered at home. You don't have to leave the house for shit anymore. But there's something said about making it happen, about being out and about, opening up a door for somebody, saying hello, you know what I mean? Being in the grocery store or whatever. I'm tall, so people always ask, hey, can you get this on the top shelf? You never know who the fuck you're gonna run into, and you take a lot of that out with the isolation stuff. Not only that, there's people right? Like, I mean, for me, we talk about making a move. Some of these moves happen, again, by meeting people, by being out, by shaking hands, by kissing babies, by, you can't do none of that shit in the house. Text message ain't go hit. Like if I see you open up the door and go, oh my God, ain't you? And now you got a conversation and it's popping. That's a whole different dimension. So making it happen, making the move on Monday is about that mindset of shaking it up, man. Shaking up. After I make the list now, executing that list is huge. Getting out and making shit happen is huge. Big. The follow-up. The list. Hit the list. Then it's time to execute. Then it's time to knock them out one by one. When that list is over, the week is over usually. Then we start a new list. Physical list. Write that shit down. Don't type it in your silly ass phone to give you another reason to be on the fucking phone. Write that shit down. I got list. I was just cleaning out my office today. And I found goals, 2022, 2021. I seen all type of shit I wrote up for Bridge City, all my nonprofit stuff. I got stuff that I wrote out for, different collaborations, and I just wrote everything out. People ask me why I do it like that. For me, the connection is for me writing it out, thinking my brain, not the computer. I don't want nothing to do with the computer right then. Maybe after I get it all written down so I can flow through it and it's connected. Like I'm just almost allowing, I don't know if you see medians and medians just start like scribbling and shit as they're going and reading. I feel like that when I'm going, I'm just going to write the shit down. Everything that's coming out of my head, I'm just going to let it, and then later on I can go back and clean it up. Make a move. You gotta make a move, and the move starts with mindset. The mindset starts with, I'm writing this shit down, and after I get my game plan, coming up with my game plan, I'm chasing that shit. First, I gotta understand who I am, what I am, why I move the way I move. Like, spending some time figuring that shit out first is very important. Why am I doing this? What am I doing? Where am I doing? How much am I doing? Like, understanding that shit all the way. And then making a move, having that relentless fucking spirit. That's really, I ain't lying, bro. Relentless. Especially if you're doing the righteous shit. Especially if you know you in the right lane. You got your gift and you going. I don't give a fuck how many ups and downs, all that kind of shit. If you really feel that shit, bro, you got to mash every day. You got to mash every day. Sometimes I get caught up in that pity party bullshit too, man, because it ain't happened yet. And I have to remind myself it's about the journey, cuz. Like, you got to keep going. Ain't nobody told you it was going to happen today. And what does that look like? What does that look like when it happened? Like, I'm living it happening. There is no magic day. There is no, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure as I make more money, there will just continue being more bills. That's what it seems like it's been. You know what I'm saying? As I continue to make more, there's just more to spend on. So it's like it's just equaling itself out. It ain't like I'm like swimming around and nothing. It ain't nothing like that happening. The more I get, the more I have to give. And maybe that's the key. I get mad all the time. It's, damn, I feel like I should have a lot more. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? But I got exactly what I deserve. I got exactly what I work for. I got exactly what God want me to have. And if that's the key, you just keep it fucking going. Be thankful for it and keep going. Okay? Make a move Monday. Make a move Monday on the Hey Hustle podcast. I hope you got your earbuds in, whatever those things are. Your big beats on. I love beats. If somebody out there, I wish I could say brought to you by Beats. Oh my God, please send me a pair. Everybody in my house got brand new Beats. I got like probably the first pair that ever came out that I bought, but they blue and they my favorite color. So I still rock with them. They still work like a son of a bitch. Why would I get rid of them for what? I think they still OG. They OG style, man. That's what I'm on them for. I'm an OG, bro. I'm an OG. So of course I'm rolling with these, Of course I'm rolling with these. Hopefully my hair is cut by the end of the week. We won't have all these problems. But you know what I like though. If anybody out there, you understand what the grimy mode is. I'm in that mode right now, bro. Like, it's kind of slow in business right now. I'm trying to pop off a bunch of things. The end of the year is coming, and I made some promises to myself at the beginning of the year. So I feel like I gotta push some shit in motion. And in the street, we call this, when you in that grind mode. When you might be wearing the same clothes, you got hoodies on, you got the Scully on, and because you getting money, you ain't got time for no friendships. You ain't really seeing your girl like that. You just out getting it. And Cass might think you dirty, but really you just ain't got time to mess around. You ain't got time to mess around, and it's that time of the month where it's popping, all the time. So you just out there getting it, and even if it ain't, maybe it's a drought, and you out there getting everything you can. You know what I'm saying? So in those times, man, you ain't trying to be flashy. You just trying to get it. That's when you see me with the Scully, when you see me with the hoodie on and the Scully, man, I ain't shaved in a couple days. Yo, I'm in that mode. I live in that mode. I stay in that mode. I think I had to tell myself to get out of that mode sometimes because I stay in that mode. I've always liked that. Even when I was in the game, like when shit got tough, it was like, oh shit, all right, survival of the fittest, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas start, they start packing up, going to get jobs and shit like that. I was like, nah, it's time to hustle. Let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got to hit the block with whatever we got to do. We gonna have to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about this podcast game, training game, the whole thing. When things get tough, I put on the Scully, I put on a sweatshirt and whatever, and let's get the job done. Get the music popping. Let's go. Let's get going. Let's get to it. And I think that's one of the positives about being in the game, being a hustler, is understanding when the rubber hit the road, nigga, you gotta go. When the rubber hit the road, it's time to take off. Ain't no bullshitting around. Shit, when there's I won't say disaster, but when there's a tragedy or when things ain't going right, fight or flight. Most hustlers, man, like real deal hustlers, when they go down, something popping, they like, hey, I got this. Hey, let me work on this. They believe in self. They believe they can get it done. I'm that guy. I've always had to do it. I was paying my daddy's rent when I was 21 years old, man. I was 21 years old. I ain't had no good job. Believe me, I ain't had no job at all. You know what I'm saying? I was paying my rent and my family's rent. Like my daddy's rent, my daddy and my little brother, they lived in the spot. And then and by that time, me and my wife was my girlfriend. I had her and she had her son, you know what I'm saying? My oldest. He was only like 1 or something like that. So, we was moving around like 22, 21, 22, something like that. And I was paying my dad shit. Like, a hustle ain't no joke. When you in that position, like, what am I going to do? I had to do it. I had to stop. I literally had to drop out of college and start taking care of people. Like, it was time. Growing up fast. So I've always had that pressure on me, man. Do or die. Do or die. That's what it is. So for me, I think that's an advantage in business. I think that's an advantage in everything I do. Is that having that background, it's gonna be hard to beat me. Coming from the bottom, it's gonna be hard to beat me. I know what the bottom look like. I know what it feel like. Some of you cats ain't even up and motivated, and you don't even know what the hell the bottom feel like. It's I think I don't even know. I think maybe people who got jobs sleep easy because they know the job is there tomorrow. The insurance is there tomorrow. Everything is there tomorrow. I probably sleep 3-4 hours a night because I'm setting traps, bro. I'm up doing this. I'm up getting other shit together. I'm up doing it. Because ain't nothing promised. Ain't no safety net. I ain't got no safety net, bro. Ain't nobody hold my hand. Like, I ain't saying I wouldn't like that if somebody had my back, but that just ain't no fucking reality. There is no there is no safety net. There is no backup plan. I'm making the plan as it go, and it's all systems go. Like I'm making the decisions. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm listening to God. I ain't gonna say I'm making decisions. God's making decisions. I'm listening. I'm being obedient, and I'm putting it in the air. God told me to roll it up, and I just put it in the air. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. God told me to roll it up, nigga. I put it in the air. You ain't got to say less, God. Straight up. Straight up, man. Hey, it's Monday, and I just gotta tell you, man. Go get what you want. It's Monday. It's the starting line. Say you fucked up last week and you got off track. Say you fucked up for the last 2 weeks and you're coming off of a Sunday and whatever the fuck going on. Get on track. Just like riding a bike. Just get your ass on track right now. Period. Just get on track. And let's just start riding again. Let's just start going again. Did the same thing. I'm working out. Start working out again. Start lifting again. For one, my body is sore than a motherfucker. Holy shit. And then I get tired at night because I'll lift early in the morning. And usually I'm doing this, I'm podcasting like 3-4 in the morning, 2-3 in the morning. Well, now I'm tired as fuck at night because that workout at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, by the time 2-3 in the morning get in here, Jesus, dude, different situation, but I will adapt. I will get acclimated to the situation and keep on popping. So I think about it sometimes, bro. It's just like you got the world at you up, like nobody, there's no rules. I used to have to go to sleep because I had to get up and go to school early or get up and go to work, and I make the schedule now. Like, there is no rules. I can podcast now at 3. I can go to bed. I can, you know what I'm saying? Gotta be just so thankful. That's the other thing, though. I was saying earlier, I live in that grind mode. I sometimes have to remind myself, nigga, who got it better than you? And I ain't got nothing perfect, nothing like that. But from what I prayed for when I was a kid, I was poor from the bottom. Let's talk about basic needs when you were, from the bottom. And you what you think is success? What I thought was success back then. Have your own house, right? Cause I was sharing a room with my dad in a 4-bedroom, 4-family flat. So four, like a quad or a fourplex or whatever, right? Have your own crib. I've always thought being independently wealthy, like, I make my own money. I don't need a job. I don't need none of that shit. Like, whether it's my companies or investments or whatever the fuck it is, I'll figure it out. That's something I always thought that was huge. I always thought having a nice car, because we had a shit car when I was a kid. My dad always had some kind of bucket, just always a fucked up car. So of course I made sure the whip is right. Things that I wanted taken care of. I thought these was the things. I thought these was the things I needed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Being in business, I think, was the biggest one. Oh, I just knew I wanted to control I want not only control my destiny, I want to control the narrative. I wanted to control, you know, I seen too much. I seen my dad go through too much. I seen them people who supposed to love him and trust him put him through so much bullshit and so much heartache by him, what he wanted to happen, how much we crossed our fingers and wished happened instead of working to make it happen and having the resources to make it happen and having the knowledge to make it happen. Now with all this knowledge out here, with people giving away all this free game, there is no excuse. And that's why I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of giving out some of that free game. So there's no reason why people are not getting mental wellness, why people are not making a move on Monday, why people are not getting recruited. So we talk about recruiting, why people, you know what I'm saying? Why fathers are not being accountable and being what we're calling you out, like shedding spotlight. We're celebrating you, like the whole deal. There is no excuses, man. The information is there now. The information is there now, and when we're talking about it, more black people, it's a movement now. This is why they're finna shut down the dollar. As soon as we start figuring out the money, nigga, then now something's called BRICS about to happen across the nation. You know, what have Brazil and Russia and all these cats finna start doing their own money, cause now the black motherfuckers over here, we done figured it out. Of course they want to flush this shit now. This a bitch. This is we start figuring shit out. Soon as we start communicating, because we sharing with each other now. Kevin Hart and all these motherfuckers, everybody talking from the smallest motherfucker with some money to the biggest motherfucker with some money. Social media, they ain't understand we was gonna be pulling each other up. And then we listen to the white people talk too. So they talking that good talk, we listen to their shit, and we doing their shit too. Like, yo, you put it out there, you said it was what to do, so we trying that shit too. Shit, they gonna shut that shit down, bro. They want to shut us down. Here we come. These black motherfuckers getting money. They are like, hey, we gonna take the dollar away. Let's go back to slavery. Let's go back to something. I don't know what the fuck they gonna do. If the dollar collapse, I'm not sure what that be for us, but it looked like we on the way to something like that happening. So we'll see what happens. So it's backed by gold, the whole deal. Holy shit. So we got our own issues. But let me tell you, before I get off this thing, I got kind of a crisis going. Last week, man, I'm in recovery last week, man. This weekend was tough for me this last weekend. Dion lost Colorado. Oh, my God. You already know. If you black and you ain't out there pulling for these buffs, I got a problem with you. I got a problem. No, I'm just bullshit. You ain't got to, but I would. If you don't feel that, I don't know what the fuck you're feeling. So, and I live in Oregon, so I just got through seeing Oregon beat the dog shit out of them. Now, listen, here's the thing. My heart was with Dion. My heart was with the Buffs. I wanted the Buffs to win. No doubt about it. I ain't give a shit about Buffs. I love Dion. And I like his sons. I love the boys that support him. I love that shit. I love the story. Now, again, I live in Oregon, so it's a double-edged sword. I get to win a little bit because I got family from the South that don't do shit but talk shit about Oregon and how it ain't nothing but winning nothing but best dressed, and they get their ass kicked by anybody. So I had my Uncle JD calling down here talking shit the day of the game, talking about what Colorado's about to do to Oregon. And so, of course, I wanted Colorado to win, but I'm kind of halfway talking shit to him like, bro, this is Oregon. What the fuck are you talking about? These dudes are about to spread these niggas. So I kind of play it both ways, right? Like, I really did want them to win, but my family, they always talking shit because they from the South about we ain't shit out here. So I had to stand on that, though. So it kind of worked out for me that we spread it, that we won so much. But then it hurt me. Because you know how that spirit, the way they was talking shit about Dion, bro, you know what that spirit is. They want to put a nigga in his place. Come on, man. You this all over their face. Everybody want a nigga to get back in his place. They was, I'm just telling you, I'm just being for real. That the day Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm from that, bro. I talk my game. And I see people looking at me like, bro, just shut your... If you be lucky that we allowed you guys out of slavery. How dare you talk like this? I'm sorry. I know some people might have some problems with what I'm talking about, but I'm telling you, that's the kind of shit. This is real talk, bro. This ain't no bullshit talk. You know what I'm saying? This is no bullshit talk, man. It's frustrating. It's a frustrating thing. So yeah, I wanted Deion to win. I had a dog in the fight if we won, though, since I had family talking all this shit. But it still didn't feel good. It did not feel good. It did not feel good to see the duck doing, talking shit, coming out there dressed like he prime and sunglasses. And, I just feel like they trying to take something away from this brother. And I ain't having it, bro. And you know what? Nobody else is having it, because wait what's going to happen next year when all them brothers really go to that school, and white boys and all kind of people that need love, because he loving these athletes. He loving them. And even when he get beat, he still love. He not going to get up there and get angry and they try to poke him and all that kind of shit. Nah, bro. So then not only did that happen, my real favorite team is Notre Dame. Notre Dame played Ohio State and got beat with 1 second left. Not only that, the brother only had 10 people on the field. The last 2 plays of the game, Notre Dame's defense only had 10 people on the field. You need 11 people on the field. Where they ran to score the touchdown to win the game was right where the missing guy was. That shit can get you fired. Now, if you don't know, Notre Dame's coach is a black man. And I'm all for these black coaches to do their thing, because they are talented. And these kids, they understand the kids' plight. They done been the kids themselves. They done been the college athletes themselves. They're perfect to be the coach. But again, he wasn't making this call. His defensive coordinator was making this call. And 2 plays in a row, they allowed big plays to happen. And it's because 10 people were on the field. Now, brother, I love you, Mr. Marcus Freeman. Okay? But you got to be on top of this shit, bro. And then the dude that his defensive coordinator is already questionable. I thought he was questionable last year. So for this cat to do that 2 times in a row, I feel like he's trying to get my man fired. He ain't even got that. Not like you need a black dude to be a DC, but he's a black man, and all the coaches around him is white. And I just think, like, bro, you got to make sure make sure you got the right dudes. I know the dude coaching NFL, all that kind of stuff, but make sure a dude don't want you to lose. Holy shit. Like, I don't know. The dude used to be a defensive coordinator. Now he's the head coach. And I feel like he don't call the D the way he used to call the D when he was a defensive coordinator. So maybe you need to find somebody that would call the defense like you call the defense, like more aggressive and do all that kind of shit, because this was crazy. He should actually be firing that guy. There's no way he get to fire that guy. He should be firing that guy. If he was a defensive coordinator, he would get fired. If he was at Notre Dame and there was a white coach and he was a defensive coordinator, they would ask for his job. But he's the head coach, the defensive coordinator white, that coach is not getting fired. And that would never happen. Real talk. I'm just talking real shit, bro. If you out there if you get a snot face or a shit face because of it, that's on you. I don't give a damn. I done been a coach. I done seen all this shit happen. It's insane. Insane. And so now you got this coach like Coach Prime. There's a couple of things finna happen with Coach Prime being such a great coach. Other universities are going to say, we need our own Coach Prime. Some people are going to go after Coach Prime himself. They're going to try to get him to get money. But we're talking about in all sports, right? I mean, but football, yeah, football has been for a long time. You got to have the white dude over the team. He got to be the boss. He got to be the leader. He got to be the this. He got to be the that in order for it to go right. And now Deion just changed that narrative. No, black men can run the team with black coaches, with black players, with white players, don't matter, and still win. So people gonna want their own Deion, and it's gonna increase chances for black coaches. And football, college football is the biggest good old boy system. Oh my God. It's the good old boy system to the T. So this is ruffling feathers. You gotta let us in. You gotta let us in, my man. You gotta let us in. Come on. I'm talking that shit. You gotta let us in. We want in. We want in that college football, man. NIL's there. Everything's there. All of our kids are there. All of our nephews are there. All of our cousins are there. All of our sons are there. You gotta let us in, Cole. You ain't just gonna take this shit and run with it. You gotta let us in. We coming. You heard Deion. Look at me. Look at me. That nigga said, look at me. Let me tell you something. That's the coldest shit in the world. That nigga Deion said, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Do I look like... That shit is hard on me, man. That shit is hard on me, man. Holy shit. All right. I got to get off this thing. The other thing. Let me get this off my mind. So, Deion. Deion and Notre Dame lost. Then we got USC next week with Deion. That's gonna be real talk. USC. Notre Dame got USC coming this year too, and some more big games, so we'll get a chance to rebound. Even though Notre Dame, we could have went to a national championship, but that was the one. That was the one. We'll see what Oregon got for us. But the other one, man, let me give a big shout out to my daughter. Oh my God, my oldest daughter, Kalani Hayes. She just won Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week. Man, this girl just bad last week, man. She was playing a game this weekend, this Saturday. And they was down 2-1 going into the fourth game. This girl just fucking took over. Oh my God. Just took the game over. It was unbelievable to watch. Unbelievable to hear the announcers call her name. She had 12 blocks, 13 kills, and she's a middle blocker. So really the outside hitter gets all these hits. My daughter is a monster. I ain't gonna lie. This girl just a monster. I didn't know whether my daughter played basketball and volleyball in high school, middle school. And we always thought she was great in basketball, but all right in volleyball. But she loved volleyball. Well, now I think she's reached greatness. Like, I ain't lying to you. I'm totally biased, but I do believe this girl is one of the best in the nation. One of the best in the nation. I honestly believe it. I'd seen with my own eyes. I've seen her go play number 3 Florida. I've seen her play Clemson. I've seen her play Iowa. I've seen her play little schools. I've seen her play big schools. And when she ready, when she play, she the best player on the court. It's just so crazy to see. Just so crazy to see, man. You know, defensive player of the week. She could have been offensive player of the week. She could have been, and then she beautiful, man. She's the complete package. This is my daughter. I hate to say this. She's a killer, man. She's a killer. She's smart. She's smart in hell. She's beautiful. She's talented. But she's a complete package, man. You know. Happy National Daughters Day, shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure my younger daughter be the same way. Like they kind of clones of each other. You know what I mean? Really, really, really thankful and really lucky to have these princesses like this. But man, I mean, these girls like my idol. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't never knew my daughter. She inspires me, bro. She inspires me. She is unbelievable. She is unbelievable. You know. And you gotta work that hard. You gotta work that hard, man. There's too many kids. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can say it's COVID, whatever the fuck it was, the pandemic. It's changed everybody, but it's definitely a different time. Definitely different time, man. Definitely different time. But I just want to give my daughter a big shout out, man. I'm just really proud of her. I'm proud of all my kids. But she just got this defensive player of the week. And And she working hard enough to make a difference, man. To really make some waves, man. Everybody won't work hard enough to make some waves. A lot of people just like getting wet. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Okay, yeah, real talk with that shit. So anyway, I want to hold y'all day. It just felt fantastic being back on this mic. I'm here to tell you, man, make a move. It's Monday, make a move. Change your mindset, make a move, and get out here and make it happen. Send that email off, send that text message up. Make your list. If you don't do nothing else, make your list. Start making a plan of action so you can get out here and go get it. Start taxing. That's what it's really all about. That's what it's really all about. It's Monday, strike a match, man. It's time to go. Time to put in the air and roll. Let's go. No more excuses. Really try to live your life. We were talking about earlier. There's no more excuses. Whatever information you need, go to Google. Ask Google. Go on the internet. Stop listening to bullshit on Instagram and Twitter and all that kind of shit, and follow the people that are actually giving out the information you need. This is literally, the internet could be a great thing for you if you go seek the things that you need. There's people talking about that shit that give you the whole game plan. So mindset, change your mindset. I used to be a motherfucker that listened to rap 23 hours a day. Even when I'm asleep, I had that shit pumping. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the only hour probably when I was in the shower. Sometimes I even did that. So, you know, I didn't understand what I didn't understand. Having that in my ears 24/7 meant I wasn't listening to something else. I wasn't consuming something that could have helped me and healed me. So that don't mean I still don't listen to trap music. I love it. Love it. That's where I'm from. I love it. But I also, in the morning, I want to hear something that's going to feed my soul, that's going to feed my head and my body. You know what I mean? So I want something that's going to educate me, something that's going to get me spiritually on the right track, so I can go read the Bible, so I can go work out, so I can go be on track. That don't mean at some point I won't throw on that music while I'm working out now. Right, I might throw on some music while I'm working out, but then I'm off of that. I'm right back to more information. How can I get better? How can I get smarter? How can I? Right, that's it. So, big shout out to you today. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you made it this far, this is a long one today, but it's to get you popping. Okay. Remember, this episode brought to you by Hayes Sports Performance, by Bridge City Fathers and Mentors Program, and Temptation Freshies. Check them out. Hey, join me tomorrow on Tuesday, Real Talk Tuesday with Coach Hayes. We'll have some testimony service. We'll have some real talk about recruiting. We're gonna get it popping, man. Tuesday. Trying to push the envelope, trying to make Monday, follow up from Monday, get it popping on Tuesday. Hey, if you like today's episode, please like, please share, please comment. Most of all, please subscribe. If you could, spread the word. Make sure people know about the Hayes Hustle podcast. If you know anybody that needs to hear any of the information that I'm giving out, the free game that I'm spewing out, tell them to tune in. But until then, take care of yourself. Have a fantastic day. I love you. Peace out.